Another week, another start of a new month, if you will. This is April, and we're rolling forward. Spring's got 12, 13 days under its belt. Things are going good. I want to talk to you about something that we've discussed before, but it never hurts to reinforce it. Never hurts to reinforce anything. I mean, they say repetition is the mother of learning. The more often you see something, the more it kind of responds back to you, and you start feeling better about your ability to do it. That's one thing that a lot of people wind up getting off course. The biggest problem most people have, and I talked about that in the workshop a little bit, is to be able to believe in yourself. The power of believing, right? The more you believe in yourself, the more opportunity it creates for itself. The more you believe in yourself, the more you give it a shot and go ahead and try things. See, all that comes from a lot of belief that you have that's kind of welled into the fact that you're good at something. But it's funny, the action creates the confidence. And the more you do something, the more confident you get. And the more confident you get, the more you do something. Just keep building and building. But you got to have some faith, even though you're not seeing your results from it yet. You got to have faith that it's going to work out for you. That's what separates a lot of people. Some people say, well, it's not going to happen for me, so why not just give up? Look at this right here, a little quick picture to get you thinking here. Ask yourself this simple question, right? What are you tired of? They say that alcoholics are sick and tired again of being sick and tired. Well, that means that's when they go to the AA. That's when they go Alcoholics Anonymous, because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Well, my question to you is, what are you tired of? What are you tired of? What's got you so wrapped up now that you're not happy? You're just disgusted at that point in time. Well, that question leads to another question. I always thought this was a good way to motivate anybody, or anybody can motivate anybody. You ask them, hey, man, what are you tired of? And whatever they say, you know what you say? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I told that story on the workshop about the dog. The farmer's got the dog, and the salesman rolls into town trying to sell the farmer something, gets out of his car and hears this awful wailing sound. And he asks the farmer, what is that sound? He goes, oh, that's my dog Blue. He goes, well, what about your dog Blue? He goes, what's wrong with him? Well, he must be sitting on a nail. Sitting on a nail? Well, why doesn't he get off of it? And you know what the farmer says? I guess it's not hurting him enough. Guess it's not hurting him enough. But yet he's sitting there wailing and moaning and groaning. Well, how about you? What are you moaning and groaning about? What are you upset about? A lot of things, what happens to people, they make their own decisions. They put themselves in their own hole. There's an old saying. When you find yourself in a hole, first thing you got to do is stop digging, right? Stop digging yourself deeper into the hole. Well, how about you? What are you tired of? What are you willing to pay a price for to get out of? Let's look at the next one. Yeah, it's time to do something, right? Time to get going. Time to do something. You see, it's funny, when you do something, you never know what's going to happen. They say there's three things you wind up doing. First you think, then you have an emotion, and then you act. That's what it is. So start doing something. Start getting yourself on the right track. Ask yourself, it's kind of like the Christmas Carol, right? You see who you are, right? You see who you've been, you see who you are, and then you see what your future is. And if you're happy with all three, or you're not happy with the past, and you've created a decent future or a decent present, what about your future? Are you happy about where you're going? Are you happy where you set your sail, what port you're going to wind up in? That's all important. That's why the concept is do something. Do what? Do anything. Just get yourself going. Think about things in a positive sense and start having confidence and belief in yourself. One more we got here, too. Oh, we got two more, actually. And here's a tough question. Almost as tough as what are you going to do about it? And this is a negotiation type of mindset. You know, I read the book about never split the difference. That was the book that I had read. I had listened to on tape, on the recording. What is that real concept saying here? You know, you're in a situation where you just say, well, it's not going to work out for me. Well, you know what the negotiator says? That's the best way to negotiate with anybody. You said they haven't done anything, right? So what you do is you put it right in their face. You say, so I guess we're just going to give up on that whole idea, aren't we? Right away. You just threw the first negotiation. That person is either going to say, yeah, I'm just going to give up on it totally. Or that person's going to say, well, not totally. Now you got something to negotiate with, right? So I'm going to ask you, what have you totally given up on? What have you totally given up on? Name it. Go ahead, name it. And ask yourself and tell yourself, I've totally given up on that. Have you really? Have you really totally given up? Have you really totally given up on being the best person you could be? Have you really totally given up on losing the weight you wanted to lose, getting in better shape, having better relationships? Have you really given up on that? Have you really given up on what you're trying to do, on whatever career you really wanted to be? You know, it's funny. I was watching something on YouTube, and they had this little girl singing the song by Frank Sinatra, "Fly Me to the Moon." She was only 5 years old, and I thought about that. I said, that's incredible how well she could do that. Well, think about you when you were 5 years old, 10 years old, whatever age we're talking to you about. When did you finally say, I guess I'm just not going to be that person I dreamed of, I thought I was going to be? When did that towel get thrown in? Who waved that flag and said, that's it, I give up? You can't have that. You got to go after it. You got to fight for whatever it is you believe you deserve. You know, life only gives us what we accept. Don't accept anything less. One more and we'll wrap it up. And that's it. We wrapped it up. How do you like that? Be somebody. All right, be somebody. Why don't we just try that? Be somebody. Be somebody that's somewhere 20 years, 30 years, 40 years around down the road. People say that person stood for something. I was proud that I knew them, and at the same time, we're proud for what they did. Awesome. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have yourself a great night. Take care. Bye-bye now.